general comment about the game, and then we'll go to questions.
Okay, certainly. First, I'd like to congratulate Jeremy McKinney and his staff and program over at Bloom Carroll. What a great accomplishment it is to get to this far. And boy, those guys play hard, fast, physical team, and you know they ought to be proud. The first time in school history to get here. There's no doubt they're going to get back. Secondly, my goodness, just so proud of our team. You know, I set a goal at the beginning of the year to get the regional title. It was never to beat Charlotte, but to win a regional championship. And once that got accomplished, they set their goals a little bit further down the road. Halftime, 14-7. Bloom Carroll's got all the momentum in the world, scoring there at the end of the half. We came in, we talked about in any football game, let alone a championship game, you got to overcome adversity. And our guys did that. I thought we played championship football on offense, on defense, and on special teams in the second half. And these guys here, we talked all week long about just playing a football game. It's a football game. If you play a football game, at the end of 48 minutes, you're going to be happy with the outcome, whether it be win or lose. But obviously, we're ecstatic with the outcome today.
Talk about how big this is, because not only do you guys get your first state championship, but also South Range got their first championship.
Yeah, we're so excited for Dan Yeagley and South Range Raiders. Those guys, again, like our guys, you know, put a lot of work in behind the scenes. And they showed up here in Canton, and we were fortunate to go out and watch the last 2 minutes of that ball game and congratulate Dan and his staff and his team, and then to follow up with our effort. You know, Northeast Ohio plays some pretty good football. I don't think our guys will take a back seat to anybody. And in Region 9, there's some good football being played in Region 9. We're fortunate we made it out, and certainly very fortunate to win today.
Brock, my question to you, was this something that you kind of envisioned going into your senior year, you going to Indiana and leaving up on top and bringing home Canfield's first state title?
Yeah, after my commitment, really, it was just all about this Canfield team now. And our whole goal is just win state championship, even though we say take it a week at a time. The ultimate goal is to win a state championship.
Coach, you talked about it in your statement. Question for really any of the guys. How have you felt adversity is kind of baked into this season for you guys and how you play? You seem to always be overcoming something.
Just being the underdogs. We were underdogs a lot of the year. There was definitely some games leading up to the regional finals that we weren't the favorite. So getting over those games were big, and definitely when we were the favor in some games, we just tried staying on our track and just doing our job.
Yeah, week one I tore my ACL, and I just got to give a big thanks to all my teammates just supporting me throughout my whole journey.
You know, I think the adversity part of it, in any ball game there's adversity. We hit adversity. Week 5, we went to Cheney, both teams were undefeated, ranked in the state. They got us 16-13, what a great program Seth Antrim's got going over there. They had some great players. And we went back in on a Saturday morning, and I'm sure Brock remembers this. After the disappointing films that we watched and we saw the mistakes that we made, that was the first major challenge we had in the year. Before we left there, Brock stood up in front of the team and said, guys, we win 10 in a row, we're going to be state champions. We walked out of that meeting, and our guys focused in on that, and here we are today.
Coach Anthony Romo, YSN Live. You had mentioned earlier in the week how some guys from the 2005 team that went to the state title game reached out to you guys and gave you some encouraging words. Looking back on it now being state champions, just how much of this win mean not only for the program but for that 2005 team that came so close to this point?
Yeah, there's no doubt the 2005 team's really happy for us. I think, and myself included, we'd like to go back there and play another quarter and see if we can come out on top. But Greg Dempsey, who won a title here again last night at Toledo Central Catholic, they were a better team that night. But the 05 team, once they left us in 06, 7, 8, they were Canfield Cardinals for life. And they're encouraging our guys. And for them to reach out to these guys, I'm sure they'll speak to how much it meant to them to read letters from guys that have played in their jerseys and then played in a state title game.
Coach Pavlansky, Keno Sultan with C-Town Radio. Your team defeated Chardon in regional final 14-7. Your team rode that momentum all the way to a state championship, setting the tone on your first drive, going up 7-0. Did that allow you guys to relax and really control the game after that first touchdown?
It's certainly, you know, obviously you score on your first drive. That's obviously the goal. I don't know if we relaxed or not, but at halftime we weren't relaxed at all, up 14-7, because of what they did to us throwing the football at the end of the half. Started relaxing there in the last 3 minutes. Once we got the final first down, we were able to take some knees.
Coach or Brock, you guys picked up some pretty big first downs throughout the game. There was a 4th and 7, I think, early on in the second quarter, and then a 3rd and 8 on a big pass to Jack. Just how big were those 3rd, 4th down conversions to extend drives and things of that nature?
Yeah, it's huge. We've been doing it all year, and credit to my offensive linemen and my receivers too for giving me protection, and on run plays, just finding open holes, stuff like that, run behind those big guys. Jack Davis made a great catch in there, so it's just credit to them.
Coach, the whole playoff run for Bloom Carroll, they've done a great job of obviously rushing the football and making teams uncomfortable and creating turnovers. You guys did a great job defensively and forced, made them one-dimensional. How big was that, and are you surprised that you guys were able to stop their run game?
Not surprised with Wally Hurdley and his defensive staff and these guys that play in defense. When you go into any ball game, first game of the year, West Branch throws the ball all over the place. We had to stop the run, because if you can do both, now you're in trouble, defensively. And we wanted to take the run game away, and we told our guys leading up to it's every ball game, but certainly in this game, what Bloom Carroll's been able to do to their opponents. If we win the rushing battle, we're going to win the game. And we won the rushing battle here. They had 69 yards rushing. We had 202. There's the game.
Could you guys, any of you defensively, could you feel them getting frustrated because they couldn't run it, you know what I mean? Any one of you guys?
Yeah, the O-line was starting to struggle a bit, and we were just kind of feeding off that.
Yeah, definitely. After the turnover too, you could tell they're kind of hanging their heads down offensively and not being able to move and do what they've been doing all year. So yeah, it's definitely a big motivation switcher.
For Coach or any of the players, Coach, you mentioned in your opening statement that the goal was to win a regional final, whether it was against Chardon or whoever. But to get past Chardon in that regional final, was it difficult to use it as motivation once you got past them, or like to not let down after you beat the defending champions?
Well, you play in Region 9, and we talked about this in the beginning of the playoffs, even against New Philadelphia. Don't look down the road. If you look to the next opponent, you're going to get beat in Region 9. And our guys did a tremendous job locking in, and then we had Aurora. Played tremendously against Aurora because we knew Ursuline was going to be out there, but our guys didn't care about that. They locked in on Aurora. And then when we got by Ursuline and had Chardon, we locked in on Chardon. Last week we locked in on Holy Name. But we didn't think about the title game. We didn't talk about the title game because, again, if you look down the road, you're going to hit your equipment on a Monday and end the year with a loss. These guys never did this, and I think it's a credit to our seniors and our senior class that kept the underclassmen focused throughout this 6 weeks.
Coach and Brock, you can also answer this as well. Just first of all, walk me through that trick play that you guys made, and Brock, would that be, of all the 5 touchdowns you scored, would that be your favorite?
100%, and it was my favorite because the kid who threw it to me, Paul Bendis. We practiced it about 3 times, and I think Paul messed it up all 3 times. So,
true.
We did it on a limb, and it ended up working out.
A little South Range inspiration there?
Did they do that?
They had like 3 gadget plays today.
Well, I didn't know that, but obviously if you get down the road like this, these guys will tell you every Thursday is Trick Play Thursday. And we start practice every Thursday with our multitude of trick plays. And it just felt right. At the end of the third quarter, we were running outside zone so well. And we noticed the backside was chasing a little bit faster maybe than they should have. And, got ball in there because he's not normally the tailback. He's our backup quarterback. And, told him, hey, listen, make it look like outside zone. Turn around. When you turn, if you don't see Brock, just don't throw it. Just run the ball and we'll take it. Obviously, he carried out the fakes. The line blocked really well. and turned around, found Brock, and Brock does what Brock does, and we were able to extend the lead at that point.
Okay, anything? Last one.
Coach McKinney talked a lot about how he felt the game was decided because they could get the edge, or you guys could get the edge and they couldn't.
Right.
Did you come into this game feeling like that was going to be a big key?
Oh, absolutely. We knew coming into the ball game if we were not faster than Bloom Carroll, it was going to be a long afternoon. And once we found out we were faster on the defensive line, faster offensively, it turned into a real good afternoon for us.
Okay, we're gonna let these guys go.